turn on the voice audio. What was she talking about? And Jasmine, who is Jasmine? That Jasmine is claiming she's your daughter. She just got fame overnight. She's making no money overnight. Look at their pain.
Daddy, after your wife begged me that I should stay at my place, now I'm hearing some kind of news that my ear cannot even carry. That I'm having an affair with you and I'm having an affair with Biggie.
People of the world, how can it be possible? My own daughter, how can it be possible? Whoever brought this topic forward will take punishment.
That you've had an affair with me, that was your girlfriend before you now adopted me as your daughter. I'm like, what kind of talk is this?
People that say it, I think they'll continue with gossip. And when the time of results, for those people that gossips, they will still receive their own results.
When did that kind of thing happen? Ever? When did that kind of thing happen?
It's not possible. It's not possible.
Look at their disturbance. Look at what is giving them sleepless nights. The fact that that fan base, if it was up to them to take it down, they would have taken it down a very long time ago. But let me not deviate from the issue. Let me go back to the issue. So, as I was saying, AGM president knew what was happening. Most of the time Daddy was having issues with the wife, he will call AGM president and talk to him. Immediately he's calling AGM president, the wife will call AGM president, I will call AGM president. The AGM president was always in the midst of call. At some point, he stopped taking the wife's call. She knows. At some point, he stopped taking her calls. She will come and tell me that AGM president is no longer picking my call. I think he's tired of our family problem. These are the ones that happened while I was around, not while I was away. The one that happened in my presence. I know how many times AGM president will send money to her, send money to Daddy. I know so many people in the industry that were sending money to the wife. The wife was calling a lot of people, telling them that Daddy is bad, he's a deadbeat father, he was not taking care of his children. But the time that Daddy was making money, he was doing he was reaping the fruit of his labor. He was there for his children, he was taking care of them. But because things fell apart, she was destroying his name to every single person that mattered. I don't want to start calling names of people right now because they know themselves. She'll call everybody, she'll tell them that Daddy is evil, Daddy is this, Daddy is this. They will send her money. A lot of people stopped talking to Daddy. Daddy stopped getting a lot of job because the wife has called people and destroyed his character. That is why Daddy stopped, a lot of Nollywood people stopped mingling with him. They were sending her money. I know a lot of people in the industry that have called me. I said, do you know how much I've sent this woman? Do you know some of them will send me screenshot? This is how much I've sent this woman within a certain period of time. How many times does she come back and say, this person has supported me? She has never told me. But it was these people telling me, this is what I've done for this woman. In fact, the family was sustained by people, by friends, by good friends, by close associates for a very long period of time. I want to say something. If her problem is the fact that, as she said, I am the problem. I'm saying this for people that will come and ask, leave this home alone, leave this family alone. I was on my own. They involved me. I was on my own way. They involved me. I was on my own way. She asked Daddy to come and stay in my house. But those of you say, leave this family alone, leave this family alone. How am I holding the family? If her problem was about, say, let's say she's saying that Daddy is cheating and Daddy is cheating with me. When Daddy had children outside the marriage, why didn't she come and tell the entire Nigeria that, Daddy had twins outside the marriage, he had other children outside the marriage? Why didn't she come and tell Nigerians that Daddy had children outside the marriage? Why did she come and cry? Because then there was money and she was living very okay. Daddy could do anything and get away with it and she will not complain. But when there was no money and I was there supporting, you were the one that clearly brought me into the picture. You were closer to me than Daddy was. Why haven't you come and told Nigeria that you are more closer to me than your husband is? So if you're accusing me of having an affair with your husband, you can as well accuse me of having an affair with you. That's what it is. That is exactly what it is. So let me go back to the station, issue at the station. So they apologized. They came back. They said the said guest said they are sorry and everything. They were putting on different information on Just Love. I didn't have to say anything because people around that no. In fact, it was, excuse me, my landlady was a witness, and some other people were witness. They came there. Some of her good neighbors. They came there, and one of her friends, they were there. They saw how the whole settlement things happened. She came on Daddy Free's life and all of those things happened, and I went on my own. Daddy came back to the house. She was visiting Daddy for some time. Sometimes she wouldn't come, and ever since then, Daddy has been in my house with his son. His son was the one taking care of him in my house till now. Let's go back to the main issue that is at hand now. Let's go to the main issue that is at hand now. At some point, Daddy was with me. After they sold that land, she started recently around July. I'll put everything I'm talking right now, I'll put on the screen. And I'll be playing a lot of voice note. And for those of you that come and ask me, why were you recording? I started recording when her friend, her very close friend, told me that this is what Daddy's wife said. Person I call my own mother, person I call mommy said, if you are dealing with the devil, use a long spoon. In that phrase, she was referring to me. It's someone that will come and talk to me, tell me her challenges, and I will go beyond my own means to make sure she's okay. I said, okay, these people have dragged me out on social media the first time. They've said all sorts of things that took me unawares the second time. From now on, as long as that is living in my house, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to be keeping details of calls, details of what is eating, details of everything, even the TikTok and everything that is happening. I thank God I kept details of everything. Otherwise, right now, I would have been doing a lot of explanations without no evidence. I would have been explaining without no evidence. As I'm speaking, the evidence will be running on the screen. After the whole saga on Gist Lover, that the freeze page and everything, Daddy came back to my house that same day. The day that Gist Lover posted that Mr. Ibu has finally reconciled with his wife, is with the children, and blah 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 blah. After everything, after the dragging on social media, she still left him to come and stay in my house. He was there, she was frequenting the house for some time, everything was going on well. Then Daddy was still battling with his health. Daddy has had this health issue for over 4 years. He had a major health challenge for over 4 years that now sometimes he feels like he's getting better, sometimes he feels like he's deteriorating. But at every point, as long as he was at my place, I was making sure he was getting all his medicines, and I have receipts for all of them. So recently around July, she said she wanted to sell the house that they were living. She wanted Daddy to sell. She proposed that she wanted Daddy to sell the house that they were living, and she wanted me to convince Daddy. The house they were living, the house paper was not actually with Daddy. The house paper was actually with the person that sold the house. And I think Daddy deliberately did that because almost all his property, he kept them, the document with the people he bought them from. Most of it is not with him. So she was like, talk to Daddy so that he will call that guy, the guy that he sold the house from, to sell the paper, send the paper of the house so that they can be able to sell the house. And they started talking. So at the point when she was talking to Daddy to sell the house, she said she was done with the marriage, that she wanted to go her way, that she's still young, she can still remarry, she can still take care of her children, and Daddy should just settle her. I said, okay. She said she has already spoken with him, that what he's saying, she don't understand, he's going left and right. I said, okay. I went to talk to Daddy. I said, Daddy, this is what Mommy said. She said that we should find a buyer and sell the house. What's your take on it? And he now said he's not ready to sell any of his property right now. That he's not willing to sell any of property right now. They started going back and forth with it. They involved some friends, some family member, and all. Finally, they both agreed to sell property. So when they finally agreed to sell the said house, that's the house she's living in, because the house water was entering the house. A lot of things were not well. So she said she wanted Daddy to settle her. We sell the house and settle her with about 25 million. I don't know. Daddy said he was not going to pay that much amount of money, that when he sells the house, he wants to rebuy a house, a better place where he can stay. It's up to her if she wants to move in with him there and then moving with the kids. Otherwise, he will not be paying her 25 million for settlement. She even called somebody, I don't know, she said he's a lawyer, or yeah, she said he's a lawyer, that the person is going to do an agreement, that is going to settle her with 25 million naira. She brought a buyer. A buyer came from the house. My only duty there, that she told me, was to convince Daddy, to make sure Daddy signs the paper and sell the house. Daddy that barely moves out from the house, I was able to convince Daddy. We went to the house where she's staying with the children. Daddy now said, okay, he has accepted to buy. The buyer came. I have the conversation with the buyer. She was the one that gave the buyer my number. She doesn't trust me to a certain extent. She won't take the number of the buyer she brought to buy the house and give me the number. But she gave me the number of the buyer. She gave me the number of the buyer's lawyer. So that whenever they want to communicate to Daddy, they'll communicate through me. So there was an agreement to sell that house for 44 million naira. Out of that 44 million, she was demanding that Daddy would give her 25 million naira as settlement for the marriage, that she was done with the marriage. And daddy said he was only that he's going to use the money and buy another house for both of them to stay. She doesn't want to stay. He's only going to give her 4 million naira. So that disagreement between two of them, that is saying he's paying, giving her 4 million naira. She is saying she wants 25 million naira and all of that. I was not telling her, I said, okay, for me, what I think is better now, since you want daddy to sell the house, that putting that certain amount of money might actually discourage him. Why not allow him, once he's done selling the house, then whatever. She came and asked for my opinion, and that's what I told her. So she said, okay, let them sell the house first. The day they were about to sell the house, they informed the first son and every other person, the first son doesn't quite well sit with the father selling his property. But due to the situation at hand, things was really bad. Like, things was sour, things was not okay. And she was not working. She has not worked for the past 8 years. In fact, roughly since they got married, she was not working. Some point she said she did some things and it did not work, and or she, if you ask her, she will say daddy was the one that stopped her from working. At least that's what she said several, even online, she said it herself, that daddy stopped her from working. You know, I'm a very young girl, I'm a mother of one. I am working. I work. I have other businesses I'm doing. I invest. I cannot sit one place and say, okay, I'm not working because somebody said I should not work. That can never be me. But anyways, it works for the whatever works for them, right? So when they were talking about selling that house, later I got a call from the first son from South Africa saying there is somebody coming from UK. Now I want you guys to pay attention to this part, because this is one part that Nigerians don't know. This is one part that they don't want to tell Nigerians what really happened, what really transpired. So the son called and said, the first son called and said that daddy, that there's one of daddy's friend. His name is Frank. They call him Frank Nolly. Now that daddy's friend is coming, that he said he wanted to help daddy and fly daddy to UK. I said, okay, oh. He sent me the number. That was a day before the buyer of the house wanted to pay for the house. Then that said friend called me. He said he had that daddy staying with me. I said yes. He said he wants to fly daddy to UK and give daddy better treatment. That can I take that he's going to send me. I sent someone to come and pick daddy from my house and take daddy to Abuja. They already have the arrangement going on in Abuja. And once daddy goes to Abuja, they will take him to the interview at the embassy and everything. I said okay. I called the wife. I said, okay, that there are chances that daddy might not be able to sign the paper for the property tomorrow. That somebody just called, a friend of daddy called from UK, saying that they want to relocate daddy to UK and give him a better treatment. But before daddy will leave here, she is going to speak. I told her that I feel like she should speak to the man, find out who he is. If she gives go ahead for daddy to leave my house, he will leave. Thank goodness I recorded that call, because me, after the Shege Pro Max they have shown me, the first time that after 3 days of coming to my house, she came and said she don't know where her husband is. I decided to be very detailed and be keeping record of every single thing, because I know that the next one that they will lambast me, it will be more than the first one. I was already prepared for it. I know that the next one, that if they can do something like that, anybody that can do something like that, the next one will be worse than it. So I recorded that call. I told her, okay, call the man. Whatever you decide with the man, you let me know. If you feel like daddy should go to Abuja, who am I to stop daddy? If the first son said daddy should go to Abuja, from Abuja he should go to UK, who am I? What position am I in the family to stop him? So she said I should send her the man's number. I sent her the number. It's on my WhatsApp chat. It will play on my screen. I put a screenshot on my screen. So when she contacted the man, after some hours, she said, okay, oh, she called me back. I've spoken to the man. I know him. Is that his old friend? I didn't even know he's the one that you're talking about. So he promised her that he was going to send her some amount of money, that that no problem. That he also told her that she should not sell the house that they want to sell, that is coming back to Nigeria. When it comes back to Nigeria, they are going to renovate that house. And then when they renovate it, the price of the house will go up. So they'll be able to sell the house at a better price. I said, okay. My thing is, should daddy go to Abuja or not? Because you're the one that said daddy should come and stay with me. So if you say daddy should go to Abuja, I'll tell him, I will allow him to go to Abuja. The call is, I will not take him to where the airport, where they said I should take him to. She said I should go ahead, that the man can take him to Abuja. That